Hey everyone, I'm Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to episode 2 of Let's Platinum Blasphemous. Alright, just before continuing, I just wanted to say, I should have said it last time, but I'll probably put it in the video description. I am actually using a sort of like a guide from someone else, and I just kind of like made a video version of it. It's someone called Cynic0055, and they're on Steam. They made the guide a fair while ago, but I was like, you know what, let me try and see how this works. And yeah, it turned out really good, so I was like, alright, I'm going to probably use that. And yeah, so thank you to him. I'm making a video version of it. Okay, so let's see, where was I supposed to go? Am I supposed to go to the right here? Let me double check. I think this is an area that I've come out of before. Yes, it is. However, I need hang on. I need 13 more, tears. Alright, perfect. I got enough for that. Alright, I think it was definitely the best option to choose to get the, what's that attack called? Sinful Wrath last time, because it pretty much paid for itself at this point. Okay, we're going to head left, and we're going to enter this sort of shop, bazaar, whatever you want to call it. And we meet this lady. Let's talk to her.
Let us be captives of the miracle, Penitent One. Do not be surprised to find this merchant here. This ancient occupation requires me to be wherever I can obtain rewarding benefits. Call me Candelaria. For what I sell would make your eyes light up like the high bonfires. I will not ask you for any money whatsoever. Those forbidden tears you shed would be more than enough for me. Go ahead, cast your darkened eyes over these valuable treasures.
So there is money in this world, but she wants Tears of Atonement. Alright, let's have a look at the different items that we can buy here.
What I present to you, though a small piece, its great power should not be underestimated. Trust me, for I have the blood of kings on the palm of my hand.
Okay, this is the key to the chamber of the eldest brother. A forbidden key that was guarded by the eldest brother of the Brotherhood, but was eventually lost, thus forever sealing the chamber it opened. Do you want to buy the object for 400 Tears of Atonement? Yes, buy. Alright, next one.
I'm offering you and
hang on a sec.
What I am offering you here is as lustrous as the first star of the night. And may my eyes be blinded if I'm lying.
Alright, we found the Hollow Pearl, empty, tarnished sphere. There is no trace of nacre left, but it retains just a hint of bluish sheen. It creates fervor when destroying surrounding objects. Yeah, so instead of getting Tears of Atonement, you can increase the amount of fervor you get, or, restore the amount of fervor you get. Do you want to buy the object for 1,000? Yes, we need it for the platinum, so just buy it.
What I am offering you here, and may my...
Okay, she said it's something slightly different. This last one is Moss Preserved in Glass. Minute jar filled with moss. The tiny white flowers that shimmer inside can grant some protection against toxins. Let's buy for 1,500. Yeah, just enough Tears of Atonement. Alright, fantastic. So we're done there, we can move on. And let's keep going. Awesome. Now we could equip some of these relics, but like I said, this one increases your health. We don't really need that. This one restores fervor, but we're not using it too much. Obviously, we've got the prayer, but not using it too much. And this one here protects you against toxins. What we can do is read the lore of these two. So, Hollow Pearl. It has got to him, brother. The miracle is within these walls, said the friar, scared. Grab that piece of wood and help me block his cell, answered the other friar, younger than him. And while they both parted slowly, listening to the screams and baying through the massive wooden door, a small round object rolled from under it. Must have been the Hollow Pearl. The ashen grey air lashed us. We could hardly breathe and remained locked up in the parish, placing damp cloths on the doors and windows. We were suffocating. Then, one fateful night, there was a knock on the door, and I could see a woman who, without a word, had placed on the floor a cloth with patches of pearly moss on it. I stared at her in disbelief, as she appeared to have smeared the moss on her nostrils. Then turning around, the woman left. Hopeful, I recounted what I had witnessed to the brothers, and we decided to spread the substance on our noses as she had done. It wasn't long before we were able to breathe normally, and we waited without fear until the ashy, leaden sky would regain its blue colour. Ooh, maybe that's what I need. Sometimes I have I think I've got a deviated septum. It's never been necessarily diagnosed, but as I've grown older, I've started to realise that's probably what it is. Ah, okay. It makes it difficult for me to breathe sometimes. But I really don't want surgery just for that. Even if it is minor. Ah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. With these guys, I would recommend just continually slashing them. It does take a while, but trying to get the hang on a sec. Let's see if this works. Oh, it does work. Okay, cool. Alright, so you can definitely use that as a method for taking the big guy out. Let's take a sip here. Chop. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Okay, you. Block. Yay! So, we managed to gain enough Tears of Atonement to buy crap. To buy crap. To buy, I forgot about that guy. To buy what we needed at Candelaria's shop. Nice. But we still obviously want to get more. Okay, this could be a little tricky here. Perfect, perfect. Do it again, do it again. Okay, and then we got to dodge out of the way. Make sure that he sees us. And time it. Now. Yep. Alright, that seems to work with basically 100% effectiveness. Love the animations in this game. And I spied a few, I think I saw a 5-second clip of Blasphemous 2. And I was like, ooh, the animations in this one are even better. Now, is this a secret? No? Maybe it's the one down there. Can't quite remember. Okay, drop down here. Yeah, it's here. Alright, now this can be tough, and I may not be able to get through without dying, but hopefully I can. Oh, nice, I got the double. Oh, that's not good. Ah, crap. Okay. Sometimes, when you're performing the Righteous Riposte, you can still... I'm just going to drink here. You can still get it to go off even if you've sort of done the required amount of damage. If that makes sense. Okay. Oh, this is bad. Okay, good start. We can get this, we can get this. Come on, come on. Gotcha. Yeah, so even if you've done sort of the amount of damage that you need, you can still perform the Righteous Riposte as long as it doesn't kill them. And I think the game sort of says, okay, yeah, just perform the Righteous Riposte. Oh, we found an empty bile vessel. Okay, that's pretty easy what this one does, but let's read it anyway. A vessel made of crystal and gold, capable of holding the hallowed bile that emanates from the morning fountains. Get up and tell us what you witnessed, said the scribe, without averting his gaze from the paper. I received an order for the exhumation of a penitent who had been buried about a year ago, answered the gravedigger. He was well loved in Albero, and many parishioners approached his grave. But when I dug him up, we saw blood coming from a crack in his sarcophagus, blood red as wine. Those who were there rushed to open the lid of the coffin and carried him on their shoulders, watching as blood gushed out from its side. Others ran to their houses, searching for buckets and bottles to keep all that blood that wouldn't stop flowing out. I wonder if this is referring to our Penitent One, because at the beginning of the game we drank a bile vessel and we were dead, we sort of revived because of the bile vessel, so Not sure. The scribe, I believe, is Deogracius, because he did say that was his job. He's supposed to, his penance is that he's supposed to like narrate and write about everything that exists in the world. Okay, we meet our next NPC here. This woman is named Viridinia.
From a place of blessings have I been entrusted with watching over you, Penitent One. Thus it has been arranged. My name is Viridiana. I have been granted a gift with which I can assist you in carrying your burden if required. But only you can make that choice. Penitent One in silence, will you require my assistance with your next task?
Okay, let's choose to ascent here. I can't remember, I think this is a trophy. Basically what's going to happen is if we choose to ascent, she will help us in the next fight. I technically don't need her help in the next fight, but you can only get it for three attempts, so I'm just going to say ascent.
So be it.
And yeah, Viridiana, sorry I pronounced it Viridinia. I got confused with where the N's and the A's were. Okay. No, I didn't want to use it again actually. Alright, now do I go to the right? Yes. We're going to go to the right first. The left leads to the next boss. So we're going to go to the right first. And what else we can do, just so that we have enough. Jump down here and take out these two guys for some easy tears. Beautiful. And then we'll probably take them out again in a moment. Okay, chop, chop. So this next bit, we have to do this before defeating the boss. This room is for teleporting. So if we press triangle here, we can see that we are in Mercy Dreams. This is the land of Custodia. You can see that in the top left hand corner. And we want to travel back to Albero. Albero's teleporter is always active, which is why we can actually get it. Otherwise we have to pick it up as we go along. Here we find the Bouquet of Time. Let's read this. A bunch of aromatic herbs common in the past amidst the cliffs of the bronze borders. Today, however, their scarcity makes them increasingly valuable, especially for those who discern their healing abilities. Let's have a look at the lore for that one. It wasn't long before more and more people came to us, affected by that terrible and unknown suffering. Whole families, the old, the young, and even the newborn. We brothers of the congregation were unable to cope, and our care was not working. Nor were our ointments, nor our constant prayers. We are lost, submerged in the darkness of uncertainty. So yeah, we need to get that first, because what's going to happen here is we're going to break open this shortcut, go to the right, and ta-da, we're back at the altar, which is cool. Now, did I choose to buy another thing here? I could, but I don't think I did. And I also don't think I need to. Let me have a look. It was just Weight of Sin, which isn't that important. Sacred Thrust. No, we don't really need those. Don't worry about it. Weight of Sin is not super important. It will be, I mean, no, actually, it almost certainly won't be. There's almost, the only time is towards the very end of the game. All right, let's hand in the Bouquet of Time to Tirso.
Merciful be, Penitent One. With your contribution, the work of this brotherhood carries on.
Okay, we acquired the linen cloth. Let's head over here to the left first. Now that we have the linen cloth, we can gain access to a secret area here with the triangle button. When we passed by this fountain earlier, the triangle prompt did not appear. Now that we have the linen cloth, we can do it. Okay, we teleport to a new location. And if we head over here, we find a large statue of a man having his feet washed by smaller people. Let's press triangle.
This place is another dream, Penitent One. They believe me a saint worthy of devotions, and the only thing I granted to their prayers was the saltpeter that runs through the stark land and rises through our bodies. The punishment of the miracle for the false idol is to grant them false holiness. Do not try to obtain my name, for it is also covered in salt. Bring me anything that can be blessed, so you might crush this fate of mine and let me cross to the other side of this false dream.
Okay, so from what I understand, this is someone who was a charlatan and tried to provide false prayers to, or false answers of prayers to the people. The miracle found out and punished him to something like to another side, essentially. And now if we bring him items to bless, he can be free of this punishment. So let's press triangle and we can hand in the linen cloth that we just got. And before I do that, I just remembered to read it first. Linen cloth, a useless rag that seems to slightly vibrate at times, emitting an unintelligible buzz. The affliction sometimes leaves its mark on mundane-looking objects, unable to reveal the miracle under its mantle of corruption. Febrile as he was, he hardly noticed that someone had sat down next to him. Febrile means he has a fever. A gentle hand patted a white cloth on his forehead. It was a fabric of the utmost softness, which allowed light through it, as if it were a sheet of paper, and was soaking his feverish sweats and providing such relief that he could not help but fall asleep. When the cloth was soaked, the nun got up and handed it to the Mother Superior, adding, "With this, we will be able to have his confession." I have absolutely no idea what they're talking about there, but okay.
Behold the linen cloth that soaks the sweat of fevers, of thoughts, of dreamt sins. A tool that obtains secret and forbidden confessions, even from those who already departed to the other side of the dream. In the name of the High Wills, I bless this relic. Watch over it, for it is now pure and sacred.
Okay, we have acquired the Shroud of Dreamt Sins, our very first relic. Equip relics to change your perception of the world. Each relic possesses different unique effects, and you can equip up to 3 of them at the same time. Okay, so let's go to relics here. Shroud of Dreamt Sins, yellowish fabric, witness to febrile confessions. It still quivers in the face of the tortured souls, allowing one to listen to those who can no longer speak. Okay, I get it. With this, we'll be able to have his confession. Okay, so this linen cloth became the Shroud of Dreamt Sins. When we equip it, we can now hear the thoughts of some of the people that have passed, and we'll find that very soon. So let's head over here and exit the fountain area. Alright, and now, before moving on, we actually have to head all the way to the beginning of the game. We want to use the Pray-Do there. And we're going to go back through the Holy Line. Try and perform as many righteous riposts again as possible. Even though these are small amounts of Tears of Atonement, you pretty much want to do it because it'll give you... Well, to get absolutely everything in the game with the way I'm doing it, we still technically won't have enough to get every single thing, but in terms of the platinum we will, so yeah. Yeah, just enough space to stand in the corner there. You can also jump over him and get it that way if you want. Okay, going well. So far so good. I actually quite like the first boss, or the next boss that we're going to fight, was a bit, definitely want to kill that guy that way. Notice that it only took 1 swing. That was because we upgraded the Mea Culpa. I love the name as well, Mea Culpa, my fault. It could also possibly mean my guilt, but it's commonly used to mean my fault. In this particular context, my guilt seems more appropriate. 1, 2... Yeah, the next boss that we're coming up to, I didn't really like when I first fought it, but then after I learned how to do it, I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. I like this one. I'd say out of all the fights in this game, with the exception of the DLC ones, because I haven't done all of them, there's only one fight that I would say is like extremely challenging. The rest are pretty straightforward. So even that thing about... we're going to use the key here, by the way. Actually, give me a sec. Yes, we are. You have used the key to the chamber of the eldest brother. And in here, Remember to keep breaking those because you get little bits of Tears of Atonement. You can break this and find another relic. Blood perpetuated in sand, or BPS as it's commonly referred to as. Preserved blood with miraculous properties. With the passage of its bearer, new ledgers are revealed, formerly invisible to the beholders. Let's equip it and read the law. Take this bag and fill it with sand. Now imbue it with the blood spilling from these dreadful wounds, so it will turn crimson red. With it, you will show the way through these dry lands to those who are yet to follow. Leave me now, I want to say my prayers, for I will soon be joining the dry sap of these roots that painfully embrace our Father. Okay. It's tricky to keep up with everything that is said there. Okay, now we can go back the way we came. Now, the other thing I should point out is there are certain rooms and areas that I'm skipping. Actually, I'm going to use a pre-do here so we can kill the enemies on the way back. There are certain rooms and areas that I'm skipping, and I will be skipping for this first playthrough. We'll be doing them in the second playthrough most likely. I haven't decided whether I'm going to go back and do them in the first playthrough. I could do that, but like I said, I haven't decided yet, so I'll figure it out. For now, we're going to be skipping the vast majority of, basically everything to do with the DLC. It's also a good way to have like at least a record somewhere on the internet, even though my channel, it won't necessarily be discovered on my channel. Hang on a sec. That's the blood perpetuated in sand taking effect, by the way. When you jump on it, it will create the next platform. Careful because they don't last forever, but they last more than long enough. Let's collect this. We find the painted wood bead, which I will read in just a sec. Yeah, it's nice to have like a record of exactly what rooms are required. Whoops. For the 100%. Alright, let's see if I can... Okay. Because, yeah, you'll notice like when we get to the end, I'll have... Well, you won't be able to see it on the map, but I will have so many rooms that are unvisited, and yet my percentage will be 100% because the trophy doesn't now include what's been added with regards to the DLC. Alright, let's read the painted wood bead, because I actually might use it for a quick sec here. Actually, no, I won't. Sphere covered in yellow varnish. The chipped paint betrays... You know what? I think they got the hollow pearl and the painted wood bead description like wrong, because this said yellow varnish and this one said something about bluish sheen, and clearly this one has a bluish sheen and this one is more white, but you could consider that yellow, or at least more yellow than blue. Sphere covered in yellow varnish. The chipped paint betrays its origin. Holm oak of the forest of the Holy Line. It recovers health when destroying surrounding objects. So very similar to the hollow pearl. There's another connection. Instead of giving you further back, it gives you a tiny bit of health. It says, we call this pilgrimage route the Trail. Our wagons have always passed through here, and the tracks have gotten deep enough to even unearth the chalky sand that lay hidden under the thick forest, such that if one could see it from above, it would look like a long ochre line crossing the woods. Okay, cool. Yeah, you could put that on and... Hang on, let me see if I can defeat these guys. Ow. Come on. You could put it on if you want to get some more health, but it's not a big deal. We're going to get to the Prey-Do very soon. Okay, chop, chop. Excellent. So yeah, this is going to take a little bit of extra time to do this, but I feel like it's worth it. Just having those extra tiers later will mean that we don't have to backtrack too much. There's not much backtracking in this, apart from like the bit that I just did and one bit a little bit later on, and then later on it's just like very quick. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to keep heading to the right here. We technically should go out the bottom. Oh, never mind. This is the correct place to go. If we see here, this corpse now has like lines coming off of it, and that's because of our relic, the Shroud of Dreamt Sins, or the SDS. BPS. So remember those, because I might use those jargon terms later. Let's talk to this corpse and see what it has to say. What are those little ones that seem to hide up in the ceilings, amongst the ornaments of the altars? When I call them, they do not appear to pay me any mind. They are covered in ribbons that give the impression of fluttering in an invisible, imperceptible, constant wind. At times I hear them cry, and at times I hear them laugh. What are you, O creatures of divine grace? I have no idea what it's talking about. It could be talking about the children of the moonlight, but honestly, I have absolutely no idea what that one is referring to. So if someone knows and someone wants to tell me, you're more than welcome to. Alright, Wasteland of the Buried Churches. Oops, too far. Ow. Okay. Chop, chop. Make sure you chop all these, because you get a little bit more Tears of Atonement. I'm not going to use the shortcut. 1, 2, 3, block. 1, 2, 3. Much better. Alright, so we need to go back to a specific room. And I'll show you what room that is when we get there. May need to check the map, but I think I know which one it is. We're almost there already. Okay. 1, 2, 3, block. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, well. Okay, so this is the part where I get confused. Let me have a look. We keep going straight. Yeah, you can parry really late and still get the parry, which is really nice. Hang on, let's jump up here. 1, 2, 3. Chop you. Block. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was cool. The wall cancelled my sliding back animation, allowing me to get the jump on her a lot quicker. Look at these tears, man. I just used 2,900 and I'm almost back up to max. Oh, I mean, I'm almost back up to that. 1, 2, 3. Block. 1, 2, 3. The music actually sounds very faintly like Diablo music. Okay, now we're going to go down. Oops. And we came here before, but we didn't actually explore everything. So what you do, let's just take out everyone again. Oops, timed that one wrong. Okay. Let's take you out as well. Alright, so what you do is you just look down and you can see that there's a ledge down there. So drop off here, look down again, drop off, jump to the right, use the blood platform, and then collect this item, which is actually quite important. This is called Tentudia's Carnal Remains. Remains of the murdered novice Tentudia that were isolated from the rest, so she could not receive a holy burial. Ah, yeah, I've heard that in like popular culture stuff. The person dies and they remove all the different parts and spread them into different areas, because it was thought that if the body remains in the same place, then it could be revived in the future. Alright, so what does this say? Who was Tentudia, you ask? Well, she was once a girl born in this same yellowish village of Albero, like you and me. On her 15th year, something extremely unusual happened. Her parents watched as part of her hair began twisting, unavoidably turning into very thin thorns. Concerned with the thought that it might be a punishment from the miracle, they locked her in as a novice inside a distant nunnery, famous for its strict cloistering, thus preventing the discovery of what would have undoubtedly been considered heresy. Interesting. So for her own safety, they put her far away. 1, 2, 3, please don't fall. 1, 2, 3, thank you. 1, 2, 3, block, slide. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Okay, and now to get back up, you just have to jump up here and jump up again. Now, let me figure this out. Okay, now I know it seems ridiculous, but we're going to head all the way back to Albero. Technically, you could jump down Mercy Dreams and use the teleporter to return to Albero, but this is a bit quicker, I think. Also, we're not going to kill any more enemies, and we can take the shortcuts this time. I can't remember exactly. Oh, yeah, and it's not sort of as out of the way as you think. That was just in time. I love these animations. If you can believe it, like if you like the animations in this game, like I said before, I watched, or in this episode or the previous episode, I watched about 5 seconds of Blasphemous 2, and somehow they managed to get the animations even smoother. Like, it's unreal. So one day I'll probably play that one as well, and it'll be pretty cool. So far we're doing... I want to give another shout out to that Cynic0055 guy, because his guide is very, very good. I pretty much followed it to a letter, and it worked splendidly. There was only a few things that I added about like when to buy certain upgrades and all that kind of stuff. Alright, let's talk to Ludovicio again. Do you want to give Tentudia's carnal remains? Yes.
This poor lass. Many tears were shed in her blessed name. 1,000 prayers do not clarify whether or not the grievous miracle is a manifestation of true holiness. Still, in our heart lieth no doubt that she was unjustly punished. Find the next remnants. The Order blesses thee.
Okay, we get some more Tears of Atonement as a reward, which is pretty cool. I don't know why it has that icon. It doesn't match the Tears of Atonement at all. I like what he said there. He said 1,000 prayers did not justify whether the miracle was the truth. But there was something about the situation that just didn't ring true. So he's essentially saying, like, listen, we are religious people and we believe in the miracle despite all the travesty that it causes. But this particular case of Tentudia and how... I'm going to fight these two guys while I explain. This particular case of Tentudia and how things happened just also doesn't sit right with us. You know, it's one of those, like, both things can be true at the same time. So that like little dialogue piece kind of gives you a bit more insight into the fact that the people of Custodia are they're crazy in the fact that, like, they continue to believe in this miracle that seems to be causing nothing but pain, but they're also not so crazy as to believe it without, you know, any sort of that they have any sort of sense, you know. At least that's how I read it. Okay, did I... Oh, hang on, I forgot one thing. Let me just make sure that I did forget it. Yes, I did. Okay, I was meant to collect one other thing. Said, so we used the teleporter to return to Mercy Dreams. Oh, and I accidentally used the pray do. And then is it here? Oh, it's this one, okay. Alright, let's try this again. I was meant to go into that room on the left there. And then I was meant to continue. That's alright. It's hard to keep track of everything. Okay. Everything's going well. I hope I don't die on this next boss coming up, so... Okay, jump, slide, jump, jump, slide, jump, jump, oops, slide. Okay, we made it. And here we find, I don't know how to read this, it's the pisiform? What are these bones I've never heard of? I know clavicle, scapula, mandible, patella, radius, ulna, fibula, tibia, femur. I think I said ulna, radius, metacarpals, metatarsals. I know a fair few. Hammer, anvil, stirrup, is that the ear? Alright, here we go. We are going to enter the next boss fight. Oh, I forgot to read this. Pisiform of Hernandez, the explorer. Victor Hernandez was chosen to lead an expedition meant to civilize barbaric tribes. He was sentenced for heresy when he suggested that Custodia was the most uncivilized of all known places. Cool. Just making sure that I read everything. Yes, okay. So we're going to use the Seguiria to your eyes like stars. You don't need to use it, but I'm going to try, and I'm just going to take a quick sec to very quickly read how to do this. Hang on a sec. Okay, yeah. So basically what we're going to do for this fight is we're going to parry and then slide back in, attack. Then we're going to parry, slide back in, attack. And then when he does an attack that is sort of like a full screen attack, we just stay on the far right of the screen and we can avoid it. Remember, don't use your bile flasks here. So yeah, let's see if we can do this. Okay, rush in. 1, 2, 3. Parry, slide. I'm going to quickly use this. Damn it. Okay, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Parry, slide. 1, 2, 3. Parry, slide. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Parry, slide. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oops, missed the parry. Activate. Stay to the right. Destroy this thing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Parry, slide. 1, 2, 3. Parry, slide. 1, 2, 3. Parry, slide. 1, 2, 3. Parry. Oops, missed. Okay, yeah, Viridiana is here. Attack once, slide out. Slide back in. 1, 2, 3. 1, parry, slide. 1, 2, 3. Parry, slide. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, parry, slide. 1, 2, 3. Parry, slide. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, parry, slide. 1, 2, 3. Parry, slide. Awesome. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Parry, slide. 1, 2, 3. Parry, slide. Go. 1, 2, 3. Slide. Slide again. Slide in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, destroy these. Slide away. Seguiria. Slide back in. 1, 2, 3. 1, parry. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes! No mercy. Whew. Requiem aeternum. And yeah, Viridiana heals you, but it does not count as using a bile flask, so don't worry about that. Alright, yay, I beat it on my first go. And I got to show you sort of the best tactic I could come up with the stuff that we had got. That was called 10 Piedad. Yeah. Alright, let's press triangle here and get some lore. Or actually just walk into it. Unfortunately that prayer doesn't last very long, but yeah. Alright, so in this zone, if we move towards the right, we find something known as, I think it's the Holy Visage.
In the name of the great ordeal and the sons of the miracle, when you humbled yourself before my most holy body, you have been granted the presence of my golden visage, custodian of one of the three sorrows of the soul in penance. Our miracle has chosen me amongst all the peers, just as it chose you, to walk on this sacred sea. May the gold in my visage melt and erase the attrition of your soul. Heart of guilt, return now from the dream.
Alright, awesome. So we get the Holy Wound of Attrition. You'll notice it appears at the top left there on our icon. It's very faint and it's also quite small, so it might be hard to see. Alright, Holy Wound of Attrition. Mark left by the golden visage that reveals the cleanliness of attrition in the soul of the Penitent One. Santo Credo, verse 1. His Holiness, because of his high penance, must endure suffering in his soul in 3 ways. Each of the ways is a motive, and each motive is a sore. Hence, these 3 sores are the keys to his eternal pain, and must be guarded. Okay, yeah, I don't really get this 100%. 10 Piedad is one of the bosses, and then this guy is in the background. I don't know who that's supposed to be. This game is pretty tricky to understand at times. Alright, here's Dio Gracias again. Let's see what he has to say.
You have carried out the first humiliation of penance. You have met the visage of attrition. You have yet to prostrate before 2 last holy visages.
Alright, 2 more to go. Let's use this pre-do. And we are now in the desecrated cistern. So I'll just show you again. This was where we started in this room. We went all the way through the Holy Line into Albero. Then we went to the Wasteland of the Buried Churches, explored up here a little bit. We saw the Bridge of the 3 Calvaries, which is where we want to go next. We dropped down into Mercy Dreams, completed Mercy Dreams by defeating 10 Piedad in this room, and then went into this room, and now we're here, and with the desecrated cistern, we're going to make our way back to Albero. We're going to have to go through a whole bunch of rooms to get up here. Let's head to the left. Okay, we've got some more of these guys. This water slows our movement again. There is some poison here. The moss preserved in glass protects you a little bit against this poison, but to be honest, I never use it here because there's these like vases that I like to break. Now you'll have to give me a second because yes, okay. So in this room is going to be a well, something to help us out, and this is the first time I've ever had to encounter this with my channel and everything. The visage that we're going to see is it's a woman who's topless, so there will be a little bit of nudity. I don't know if I'm going to I don't know how to blur it out. I can obviously try and figure it out, but I kind of want to leave it just as is. I don't think it's a big problem. I think I just have to add something when I upload the video. It has to have some kind of there's like an option that tells me that there's going to be like partial nudity or something. So hopefully I can just do that and leave it without any kind of censorship. But if not, then what you're about to see will be censored. This happens 6 times through the game, and then there are a few other occasions as well that we'll see as we go along. Alright, let's head into this room. Okay, we meet Our Lady of the Six Sorrows, I think it is.
Blessed are the eyes that with devotion see my tormented heart. Let the ones who are joyful in affliction and fasting come to me, for they are pleasant penance. 6 sting pains lance my flowery breast. Take the first one and purge one of your 6 mortal stings of the soul.
Okay, and finding the First Lady of the 16 Sorrows, I think it was called, grants us an increase to our health. And yeah, we're going to find another 5 of her, I think it is. Ah, okay, good. Avoided that. Chop. Alright, now again, I have to be very careful about where I go here. Yeah, so we're going to go to the very top. Just because, like I said, I'm trying to visit the least amount of rooms required for the 100%, just so that we have like sort of a way of saying full confirmation this is where you need to go. Alright, we also found this scaphoid, another bone I've never heard of, did I say Fierce the Leper? Let me read that again. Yeah. Scaphoid of Fierce the Leper. Rejected by his family, his village, and even by other lepers, Fierce only found solace in the echo that his voice returned to him when he took refuge in the tunnels of the desecrated cistern. Oh man, that sucks. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's head left. Watch out for those puddles of green on the floor, because, yeah. Okay, so the way this guy works is if you attack him twice, he'll, burst, or he'll swell up and then burst. And in order to get rid of him, we need to defeat another enemy. Okay, there's another Child of Moonlight here, which you can simply reach by jumping up and slashing. Hop, hop, hop. So before going left, we want to go right, hop over, chop. Really try and time your jumps because these poison droplets actually do hurt quite a bit. So yeah, if you need to slow down, slow down. Okay, we have the Chime Lady. Why does that sound familiar? I feel like the Chime Lady is exactly like it's from something else, probably another Dark Souls reference. Okay, nothing here. So we have to climb this ladder and then. Hang on a sec, did I miss something? Okay, yeah, we're gonna go to the right here. Okay. The other guys that spawn holding the bells, they don't seem to really do any damage. I mean, in the sense that I think they just explode when they're next to you, but they don't actually attack you. Okay, we're gonna go over here. Avoid the Chime Lady for a second. I wonder if she can spawn behind her. I can't remember. And what we can do is, if we pull this lever, it will open that gate, which actually just opens up a shortcut to Mercy Dreams on the other side of where the shop was. So if you didn't buy stuff before, you probably have enough tears now to do it. So that's a nice little addition that they made. Just checking here. Okay. Actually, you can't spawn behind her. Okay, I don't have the weight of sin. I wonder if I can... hang on. Let me try something. No, I was hoping for an execution I've never seen before. There are a fair number of... I think there are 52 different enemy types in this game, which I believe you also get a trophy for when we defeat all of them. And yeah, there's a lot of different executions that can occur, which is pretty cool. Alright, give me a sec here. And then, okay, now we're going to go to the very top. I believe, like, when they say the very top, I think they mean the very... Oh, when they say. I wrote it. Oh, okay, made it, cool. Yes, I'm pretty sure this is correct. Oh, crap. I don't mind taking the little hits from the ones that spawn from the water, but definitely, oh crap, that's bad. Just got it in time. You press triangle, by the way, I should have said that before, but I think it appeared on screen. You press triangle when you to perform the execution. Chop, chop. Again, be really careful with these poison things. I'm telling you right now, if you get hit by one of them, it's like about 30 to 40% of your health. Okay, we can open another treasure chest. And we get another empty bile vessel that we won't have use for it in the boss fights because we're trying to defeat the boss fights without using any. But to be honest, just for the traversal and survival in the regular rooms, it's very useful. Okay, we can drop down. I want to make sure that I'm going the right way, so just bear with me a second. Okay, now we're going to go this way. There's still one more room downstairs that we didn't go to, but I think it's okay. I'm going to hop here. Hop here. Alright, you'll notice that this room is filled with poison. What we want to do is slide, hold down. Slide. Jump, hold down. Slide. Slide, hold down. Chop, chop. Oh my goodness, okay, that was a big hit. Okay, just chop, chop, chop. Got a little bit careless there. Okay, we made it. Do not get hit by this poison either. This poison is, if the other one's bad, this one's even worse. It ticks quite quickly. If I had stayed there for even like a millisecond longer, it probably would have ticked once. So do that. I hope I've gone the right way because now I'm a little concerned. I did miss that one room earlier. Let me just have a look. I missed this room, but I think it's fine. We're gonna go here, chop. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is right. One thing you can do, you notice how long it took that that poison to drop? And then if you notice the second one, it was much quicker. You can enter, leave the room, enter again. Damn it, jump over. And then with time our press. And again. Got it there. Okay, slide. Alright, now drop down here, drop again, and listen to this one. It must be around here. The bell will not stop ringing. I hear it jingling even in my dreams. My hands are wounded from all the digging. It must be around here. Just one more wound. I hear it, close by. If we drop down and we slide, we find a secret passage, which unfortunately has an item that we cannot reach. That item is not useful to us because you're watching a guide. If there was some way to get it now, it would be useful, but because it's you can only get it later, it's not that useful. Alright, we find a very important blood fountain. It says, refill empty biliary vessel in exchange for 500 tears of atonement. Yes. And you'll notice that we get another bile vessel. And then if we use it again, it says to refill a second one. Yes, because we have 2, so now we have 4. If you use it again, it says restore health and bile vessels in exchange for 350. Don't worry about doing that. We don't need to do that, but definitely I recommend using the Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, I had to chicken out there. And I believe I have to go to the right, if memory serves. Ah, okay, that was bad. Drop. Did I actually land on the other one? I think I landed on that damn other one. Let's try this again. Jump, 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 jump. Damn it. Okay, I'm going to die, so I'm going to heal. Let me just make sure that I'm actually going to the right thing. Ah, damn it, I was supposed to ignore the right entirely, not the left. I remember reading that bit and saying, okay, I think I'm supposed to go to the right, but it's actually the left. So I lost a whole bunch of health that I didn't need to lose. I'm not going to refill the flasks. Do I need to go to the very top? Give me a sec here. Ignore. Sorry, it's so hard to find where I'm up to every time I turn to look. Okay, yeah, the very top. We've got to go to the very top, so... It's always going to be tricky because this game is quite, like, well, there's a lot of rooms and stuff and it's hard to remember which way to go. The humorous of McMittens, the nurse. That is a humorous nickname, so yeah. A nurse and cat lover, McMittens saved countless lives, human and others. Unable to bear saving those who showed no respect for life, he put an end to his own. Unable to bear saving those who showed... Wow. That's so humorous after all. Alright, let's keep going up. And this will allow us to open up a shortcut between... Here we go. Between the... wait, I put Mercy Dreams. I meant Wasteland of the Very Churches. Desecrated Cistern and... Wasteland of the Very Churches. Okay, we'll just defeat you two, so that way we can at least grab that out of the way. Haven't got much time left. Okay, drop down, and I believe I can just go here. Hang on, let me just make sure. Yes, okay. So these guys, this might be the only time that these guys spawn that, damn it, not in the water. Chop, chop. Like I said, you can use the moss preserved in glass, but I prefer keeping the other one for those extra tiers. Okay, now this part. Okay, so climb down some ladders. We're gonna have to go down a couple of ladders. Get something of decent importance. Dun, 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 dun. Music's very, I don't know how to say it, like sort of faint. It doesn't take over the thing. Yeah, is it this one? Yeah, okay, there's a secret here on the left. And this is known as the Oil of the Pilgrims. Anoint yourself with the oil of the Pilgrims. If you remember, we actually heard about a group called the Anointed Legion who anointed themselves with oil that had been blessed by a guy called Escriba. So I'm guessing that's the same oil, but it says Oil of the Pilgrims, so I don't know. I feel like that would be the Oil of Escriba. Okay, let's head over to the right here. Drop down. Sometimes you can't drop down from like the very... I'll just show you that because it does make a difference. If you're all the way here and press down an X, it doesn't work. If you move a slight inch to the left, you can make it work. Alright, so for this one, I hate this room. I'm gonna take another swig of the bile flask. I absolutely hate this room because it's quite challenging to figure out how to do. So you're supposed to jump over here. Watch out for that poison. I feel like the moss preserved in glass doesn't really protect you that much against damage that certain things do. I'm gonna jump over. Okay, that didn't work. Why did that not work? Maybe I have to jump to the left first. Let me try. Yeah, so that actually opened up this. So we're gonna slide, slide, slide. Now we can stand. Collect this, which is called the Black Grieving Veil. This is a quest item. Dark cloth that has kept its silky feel despite the passing of the years. One of the three remains of an unfinished ceremony. The wounds inflicted by a broken oath rarely ever find healing. Number 2. No one knows what they asked for in that prayer, nor why they didn't want to be wedded. The miracle, with its grievous plans, went to the aid of the sisters, if you can call that aid. Okay, interesting. Oh. Okay, so let's just hold down and continue sliding to avoid that now. So what am I supposed to do? Maybe I'm supposed to jump. I feel like the best way to do it is to actually just stay right here. And then go. Okay, awesome. Jump slash. And drop down. Okay, so that's how you do it. I was like, I've got to figure out how to get past this room without taking damage. Alright, that's how you do it. That's the only way I could think of getting that done. I think there was a droplet above. There was. Good timing. Alright, have I got everything? Okay, I don't think I was supposed to go down here. Okay, don't worry about going down. In fact, give me 1 sec to read this. Yes, okay. Yeah, I wrote down this is all we can do in the desecrated cistern. I can't even grab that ledge. Let me have a look. I think the ledges that you can grab have these kind of like very tiny scuff marks. I think that's the way that it denotes which ones you can grab. So yeah, that one I can, but the other ones I couldn't. So yeah, like I said, you can explore sort of like further down here. You can explore this part here. You can't explore that part. You could have gone up here to the next area, which we will be doing eventually, but don't worry about it too much. We're definitely going to be exploring those areas, most of them, just not right now. 1, 2, 3. How are we doing for time? Okay, we're almost there. My voice is actually starting to run out, but I kind of wanted to do one more episode today because it would put me in a better stead. I feel like I only have after this to do it, but we'll see. Did I miss anything? No. Alright, so now we're here. We could go to the left. Don't worry about going left. Instead, go up. Chop. Chop. Don't worry about entering this room. Although that room there is actually pretty good. It can, depending on like finding certain items and stuff, it can help, but I'm not going to worry too much. Okay, so we have 10 bones at the moment. There's 8 there and then another 2. We can hand them in, but unfortunately we don't get any rewards just yet. We will get some the next time we come back, so don't worry about it too much for right now. Did I? Yes, I did buy some more moves. So let's buy... I believe the ones I bought were... yeah, these 2. Weight of Sin and Sacred Thrust. It takes advantage of the speed of a fall to perform a powerful plunge attack. And Sacred Thrust. The Penitent One takes advantage of the dodge impulse to thrust mea culpa at the enemies furthest away. Hold square while dodging. So let's try those. So for Weight of Sin, you just do that. Just press down and square. Fortunately, it doesn't mess with air impulse too much because you can still hold down and tap square. But if you hold down and hold square, it'll do that. And for Sacred Thrust, you slide and slash. Slide. Try that again. Slide, slash. So hold R2 and then hold square. And remember that the delay on dodging, like I'll show you, that was how long the delay is on dodging. Like that. So just remember that you've got a long delay on dodging. Don't worry, that'll be fixed at some point. You'll see what I mean eventually. Oops, that's weird. Alright, where am I actually going? Okay, so we actually need to head back to the Wasteland of the Buried Churches, and we need to head up to that area that we passed by last time. This is perfect, because... wait, did I get anything else? No. Yeah, we can go there. I'm going to use the Pray-Do, whatever, so I can restore my health and get the flasks back, and when I get to the next area, this should be a perfect place to stop. I think I have a little over a minute, maybe even 2. Because the beginning of the episode I hit start recording and then I was like, wait, I forgot to open this, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do this. The church is now open. I'm not going to go in there just yet. We will go there later. Oh, and you get a very low percentage chance for running into this dog. And when you do, you can press triangle to pet it. And that's pretty much all. I feel like there's something that it does, like... I can't quite remember. Some people have suggested that it does something, but I only ran into it I think once during the practice, so I didn't look into it too much. One cool thing that you can do actually with that new Sacred Thrust ability, which I should have shown off there, is if you time it so that you attack right as you pass by. Let me try that again. Like that, you can get an execution on her as well. And it's pretty gruesome. Fortunately it's all pixel art, so it's pretty tame, even when it is gruesome. At least in my opinion. I mean, it won't be tame for like a 5-year-old. Hey man, when I was a kid I was scared of playing games like Resident Evil as well. I remember I had like a demo disc of it, and I think my friend had, or maybe my friend had the demo disc or something like that. Oh crap, I screwed it. And he's like, you want to play Resident Evil? He's like 7 years older than me. I'm like, oh, it's scary, only if we play together. And he's like, yeah, we play together. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I think it was just like, it's too scary. I don't want to play it. Yeah, I don't know. It's something, it affects children in different ways. It's like that whole desensitized kind of thing. Everything is new when you haven't experienced it before, and then as time goes on you start going, oh, okay, so this is how this works and this is how that works. I've talked about it before, but like I didn't think I thought of like, I never kind of like realized seasons until I started being in my 30s. I was like, oh yeah, so like, you know, we're in, like in Australia we're in summer right now, it's the end of the year, but we're in summer. So I know that now, and it's sort of like ingrained in my brain. But yeah, it never really was. It was just like, okay, if it's a hot day, it's a hot day. If it's a cold day, it's a cold day. Let me jump over you, drop these two, and then do... Yeah, so the timing on that, what is that called again? I forgot, whatever. Something, do I have it there? Sacred Thrust. The timing on Sacred Thrust is a little awkward to get the execution, but yeah, like I said, just make sure that you're activating it right as you pass by, and you should be okay. Beautiful. Alright, we're almost there, and we've got plenty of tears. Fortunately, we don't have to do these ladders again. We will actually have to do it one more time much later on though, I think. It's hard to remember. Alright, we are in a completely new area called Where Olive Trees Wither. Wall climbing. Press square when jumping against certain surfaces to thrust your sword into the wall. While hanging, press X to jump or circle to jump down. So, chop, chop. Oh, well, I was going to chop again, but he was just high enough to activate it. Here's the pre-do. We'll use it. We'll save, and we made it. For now, I want to thank you all for watching episode 2 of Let's Platinum Blasphemous. My name is Ultima456. You're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.